So guys, I went to my parents' home to cut the grass, trim the bushes, do all that good stuff. Make sure the yard looks presentable before the HOA decides to beam me up for all my infractions for not cleaning the side of my house, even though my neighbor has the greenest side of the house you ever seen. But because our house hides his house, he's over here like getting away with this nonsense, but that's okay. And I was on there. I was switching between mowing the lawn, doing the bushes with my sisters and pops and my mom, and we're all out there just doing the yard together, and it got me thinking, man, this is a lot like YouTube. You're growing, you're tending to the leaves, you're picking out weeds, and sometimes you just miss. You miss like a big dusty weed that you just don't want in your garden anymore. And guess what? That weed turns into another channel and another channel that takes your content. Now, this story isn't about me. I'm not the main character of today's story. The main character is Sports Drinks TV, and our weed is Zay Hollywood. Ooh, Zay Hollywood. I've watched his video, 500,000 views, and I have to say, I was pretty impressed for a small channel like himself. I wouldn't say small channel, small amount of videos, I should say. Because, you kind of need some reps on this thing to kind of get it right. Maybe it was an alt account. Who knows, man? So I'm impressed by this guy. I watch his sports video. Then I look over on Sports Drinks TV and I'm like, dude, this thumbnail looks awfully familiar to his stuff. When I clicked it, I thought it was his stuff. And lo and behold, I see this video on this man's channel talking about this situation. I'm going to paraphrase it for you because long term, I'm not in the business of stealing other people's content. I just want to explain the weed in this situation to you. And this person is a part of his community, someone who has watched and enjoyed Sports Drinks TV videos in the past. You could tell. He even follows him on Twitter and takes his thumbnails. And I feel like it's a betrayal of a fandom to try to replace your idol. Not try to inspire to be better than him, but try to replace the person you're trying to mimic. You take their content because he used the same like clips and everything. And you're like, wow, how couldn't he just go back and play the games and get his own recordings? No, apparently not. He decided not to do that. That's what a weed does. A weed will just constantly keep springing back up. You try to attack him in the video. He tried to explain to the weed, man, just make your own stuff and this can go away. And the weed said no. He just kept on picking on this. I wouldn't even say picking on him, just taking this dude's content. He posts his thumbnail preview and copies the gardener in this situation's thumbnail video. Wow. He changed his thumbnail to his. Guys, this is weed-like behavior. I don't like it. It makes me feel like all those hours of putting in work on your yard can be ruined by a single weed that the HOA just decides that makes your yard look like complete trash. And you may be thinking, why you care about just some old people coming in and telling you your yard look trash? Well, they can find you and tell you to get the heck out of their neighborhood. That's why I care. Okay? And you would understand. I don't want, I don't want to get kicked out of a nice neighborhood. So you think about it. I start arguing with the weed. It makes me look bad. Because to me, it made him look small. When you argue with someone who's copying you, it makes you look small. an association to me. That would just be like me, a gardener. I'm not a gardener. I just do lawns. And I'm arguing with a weed. It makes you look small. It's like getting a 2-word comment saying you suck. Weed like behavior. And then the next moment, you hit him with a 3-paragraph response. You get 1 paragraph's response and you try to explain to this man that he's a complete weed. A weed doesn't know he's a weed. He has no self-awareness. He thinks he's just trying to get on YouTube. But a weed, over time, if it doesn't grow into a strong enough weed to withstand a bunch of wind from all directions, even the pesticides the gardener puts out, the weed will stand forever and ever. The weed will shrivel up eventually. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a weed, guys. It's just not worth it. You can reclip people's stuff if they allow you. And I've seen a lot of people starting out. I remember I was watching Soul Illuminati videos. I remember a lot of Your Rage's early content was just Soul. Like, just I was just watching him like like crash out over something, somebody said or something in like the edgiest way possible. I remember the early parts of these people's careers where they were just little buds, not weeds, buds. Because they grew. The difference between a weed and a bud is a bud will grow into a different type of flower than the next person. A bud or a flower of another person, like a fully actualized flower. A weed will grow into an annoying trash can of a YouTube creator. That weed will have an audience. But eventually, it will get cut down. All you AI channels who are saying a bunch of lies about people, you are a weed.